It's falling down Christmas. We want rain and snow, don't we? That's right. We curl it by the stove with our wives and girlfriends.
I've waited a long time for this, to be able to finally shoot the 210 grain Accubond Long Range. Today I'm going to be shooting it in my 300 Weatherby. I'm also shooting it in a 300 WSM. Powder of choice for the 300 Weatherby, ABLR 7828 SSC, and we're going to be using N560 in the 300 WSM.
Somebody donate a magneto?
Radars. If a guy knows how.
Meaning a lot of those spacers or
They're trying to get rid of their lab radars.
Give them away.
grab one. If they're giving them away, pay
The end of the barrel, or if you get it too, most of them about 15.
That was terrible. Not only was the group absolute trash, as you saw, at 76 grains, I had a decent amount of pressure. So I had a slightly hard boat lift, and then the pressure on the brass was not good at all. As you can see, there's quite the primer cratering, a lot of it actually. And then you get the ejector mark right there. That's a new one. So that's not good. It's just so hard for me to believe any of the load data for any of the Weatherby cartridges. This has always been my experience with all three Weatherby cartridges I have. I can never go up to the book max because I hit way too much pressure.
It's falling down Christmas. We want rain and snow, don't we? That's right. We curl it by the stove with our wives and girlfriends. He tapped it.
I was having it.
You can tell I was got by the smell.
Pretty close.
And the shellfish.
I have to deal with that. You're down that many more clicks. And then you tighten it, and then you tighten the screw as tight as you can. And then you gotta run it all the way to the top to get.
Well, I loaded up some different ammunition, so maybe I can't get her up. She's by the stove with our wives and girlfriends.
Farmington Canyon, my dad decided he liked the rock. He was into, would be hauling one of those rocks like that, and he'd go, the chair sitting on the ground.
I know.
Also unmoving.
Well, back from the range, and yikes, this was a rough range day. I decided I'm going to go through with publishing this video just because this is what's realistic. Not every day is a good range day. And unfortunately, the two guns I tried, the Accubond Long Range with that powder, mediocre at best to awful with the 300 Weatherby. First group was 76 grains, 2.6 inch group. Ouch. Just bad. Moved it up a grain. Honestly, I probably shouldn't have shot this. This was definitely over pressure. But we did get a little better. A 1.6 inch group. I believe the first shot was this one, second, third. But hey, two of them were close to each other. So going forward with the 300 Weatherby, obviously I'm going to back it down by at least 3 grains or so to see if these will tighten up with ABLR 7828 and to get below pressure. But not a good start. This was kind of how I felt the Accubond Long Range would go in my 300 Weatherby. They have just never been a good match, at least with the 190 grain. So the 210 not looking any better, unfortunately. First group with the 300 WSM, man, those first two shots were right there. I was getting pretty excited, and then we get this one. Well, that's okay. It's still technically sub-MOA, barely. There's some promise with this 300 WSM and the 210 ABLR with N560. The next group, As you saw, yeah, the first two stacked in there, and that one went out. Yeah, I might need to try this more. Mess with some seating depth, maybe mess with the powder. This could be fun with the 300 WSM and the 210. I had plans to shoot more groups with the 300 Weatherby, but man, we were just hitting so much pressure. You know, according to GRT, the last load that I shot was getting close to 3,100 feet per second in a 210, which is smoking fast, but it's not safe with this combination. So I'm going to really have to back it down. I'm going to pull these bullets, then try some lower loads with 78-28, and then go from there. I can try it with H1000. I haven't given up all hope with this 210 ABLR for 300 Weatherby, but this is not a good start. But we'll definitely see what we can do to get this sub MOA going forward. One last thing, at least for my 300 Weatherby, no longer going to be using load data from the books. It's just not accurate at all. It's way faster, it's much hotter pressure. I got to start trusting GRT. At least with my 300 Weatherby, and GRT seemed to be almost dead on. My mistake, I should have checked GRT first before shooting this hot of a load. Pulled up GRT. Let's see what we get when we load it with 74 grains. So we have the 210 ABLR in there, IMR 7828 with 74 grains. It's estimating 59,000 PSI and 2911 feet per second. I still think that my 300 Weatherby is shooting these a little faster. I was seeing a lot more pressure than I thought I would with the loads from today's trip. But I think I'm going to load from 74, 74 and a half, and 75 grains. I think 75 grains. Let me put it in there real quick. Let's see. Yeah, we're still, according to GRT, under pressure and at like 2952 feet per second. I'm curious to see how fast this goes, and I'm really hoping, guys, that this goes better. It's time to pull some bullets. We're going to use this Lyman. This is not the most ideal. This is what happens if you're not careful. You'll damage the tip when you're basically hammering these out. But it's what I got, so it's what we're going to use. All right, here we go. All right, one down, a bunch to go. I think I salvaged the tip of this bullet. We'll see in just a sec. All right, here's the pulled bullet. Looking decent. A little damage on the tip. These ABLR tips are super soft. Yeah, I'll use this for the range, not for hunting, if I do eventually find something really good.